Hello you lovely lot, and welcome back to Cal and On Cars, the channel that asks the question just how much of your overdraft will the bank let you use for shonky vehicles. And this week we're going to do something that hopefully a lot of you will be doing soon, which is to take your beloved classic that's maybe been in storage and is a little bit dusty and needs a bit of love, and give it that love. So that's what we're going to do today, but I'm not going to do it myself because obviously somebody has to film. I will do a bit of occasional wiping and make the tea, but we bring in the experts on this channel, you know that, and a great expert and a great maid is Darren from Dodo Juice. Hello, bud.
Hello.
Thank you for coming out and helping me today.
This thing is filthy.
It is, but this is kind of realistic, isn't it? I think a lot of people have classics that are either in the barn, in the garage, they haven't looked after them, they haven't cleaned them. They want to get them out. You can actually do as much damage, can't you, to an old car by cleaning it incorrectly for the first time you clean it.
100%.
And not cleaning it at all?
Incorrectly, incorrect products, 100%. You want to go on nice with this.
So what are the do's and don'ts? What are the things we should and shouldn't do? Just give us a quick list.
With a car this age, especially when it's covered in dirt like this, you're not going to know what the paintwork is like underneath this dirt. So you want to go in nice and gentle. So the first thing to do is go in with gentle products like pH neutral products. You don't want to go anything harsh, any harsh chemicals. You just want to go in nice and soft.
What about things like leather? Because the leather's a little bit tired.
Leather, it depends again on the condition of the leather. If the leather's a little bit tired, again,
Battered.
absolutely battered, you don't want to go in with any harsh chemicals. The best thing to do, just a soapy water solution and a nice microfiber towel. Give it a little bit of a wipe over and then go from there. If you need a little bit more, you can step it up. But with battered leather, it's always better to take a delicate approach.
So there you go. So we're going to try and give you some hints and tips today with those that know. And also we're going to show you how to use some of the very cool Dodo Juice products. Why should we use Dodo Juice products? Blatant advert. Warning.
Why shouldn't you?
Yeah.
Fun. It's good value for money.
And they smell nice.
And they smell fantastic.
And they have silly names.
And they have silly names, yeah. Yeah.
Wish I can get down with that. Right, let's start the wash. I'll get the kettle on.
Scrap, no.
Rude. So what should we be looking out for here, mate? What are the things? We've got like some old bird muck there.
So we've got some old bird muck there. With a bird muck like that, it will etch into the clear coat or into the paint. So you need to be very delicate with that. Take it off and you may need to polish any of the etching away if it isn't gone too deep and already damaged that clear coat, because it can go into the clear coat, damage it to the point of where the clear coat is knackered, and it will just eventually pop off, and that's when you'll start end up having flaky clear coat on your vehicle. This vehicle has probably got single stage paint, so that will have damaged probably the top layer, but you should be able to polish that out if there is any etching on there. And then again, you don't want to use any harsh chemicals, especially when you've got chrome like this and rubbers that are slightly delicate and already starting to perish. You just want to use a very delicate product on these, because they can damage the chrome, or you can damage the rubbers even more if you use anything too harsh. From what I can see, the car does look pretty rust-free, and the paint does look pretty solid. You can see someone's had a go at polishing before, because there is polish residue in these lines and around here. But other than that, I think this is going to be a nice little clean.
If you're wondering about the air fresheners, by the way, it's not like that scene from Seven where we're covering up really bad smells, even though Darren has just got in the car. That's because when I bought this from Manor Park Classics, where I obviously work, they said every day that you leave it here, we're going to add an extra air freshener till you pick it up. So this was my tax that I paid for not picking it up in a timely fashion. It smells heavenly in here, though.
It does smell really nice in here, and that's about all it's got going for it in here, I think.
Rude.
The interior is battered.
I think it's got patina. I think Drew Pritchard, if this was a piece of furniture, Drew Pritchard would sell this for an inordinate amount of money. It
has got a lot of patina, but it's also not got a lot of potential for cleaning. I wouldn't want to hoover these mats up, because I fear these mats would probably disintegrate into the hoover. And
coward. Like
you said before, this leather is absolutely battered. Any chemicals on this and you're going to do more damage. This is going to be a quick wipe over jobby with just a little bit of soft, mild shampoo and a microfiber towel.
This sounds like your excuse for an early finish on a Friday.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to touch anything in here with any chemicals whatsoever without worry of flaky paint or damaging what already might be in here. Patina. Yeah, damaging the patina.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
use the correct term,
I don't want to change the effect of the patina in this vehicle. Clean it.
So Dazzle, what's your assessment of the leather?
Again, like we've said, it's too battered, I think, to really do anything with. What sort of colour would you call this, Paul?
I'd call it tan.
I would say this is more, with the cracking and the marks, I'd say it's more elderly gentleman testicle.
Very rude. Very rude. I think this car, I don't think you're appreciating how magnificent this 1968 Bentley T1 is. I think this is, you know, she's a fixer-upper. Then, you know, she was fixer-upper money.
It's magnificently used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best project cars always are.
100%. So the first thing we are going to do with this today, Paul, is we're going to blast off all of that nasty grime, cobwebs, leaves, you name it. We're going to blast all that off with just a pressure washer, just so we can see what we're dealing with underneath. And then we're going to go on with our pH neutral snow foam, apple iFoam, just to give this a beautiful blanket of foam to help release any of that embedded dirt and grime away from the paint. We can get it off nice and safely, and then we'll move on to the contact wash. That'll be with a pH neutral shampoo, born to be mild, give it a bit of a tickle, and then we'll see what we're working with there. We might need to give this a little bit of a polish. We might need to pull out a bit of fallout remover. If there's any little bits of tar and grime down there, we might have to just give it a slight tickle with a bit of a tar remover. And then I think we might just have to give this a coat of wax.
And for this, we'll be using my brand new Draper pressure washer, not only with adjustable pressure, but more importantly for today's job, interchangeable heads.
So we have on the back of your machine, comes with loads of different nozzles. They all have a different variance of degree, which will basically give you how much power is going to be hitting your car. I'm going to be starting off with the 40-degree nozzle today. This is lighter than I'd usually go. Older car, older paint. You never know if there's potential for rust, filler, or anything hiding under there. So I want to go off soft just to see what will happen. We might go a little bit harsher later on, but we'll see.
Never go off soft.
Never go off soft. Who wants to go off soft, eh? Now, one thing I could already tell from just rinsing this off, this has some sort of protection on it. I don't know if you want to come around here, Paul. That water is just beading off straight away when I'm hitting it with water, which is a good thing for me, because where that's beading off and it's got protection on it, it's taking the dirt with it.
Easy day for you then.
I know, might be able to get home for tea. Now, top tip I didn't show you earlier on, is always make sure your windows are closed before you start, because you don't want to get a wet interior. No one wants to sit on a soggy seat and get a soggy bottom. A perfect example of why we don't go in too harsh straight away with. As you can see, you've got some rust forming under your chrome, and you can see the chrome is actually hanging off there. If we'd got it too harsh, we could have blown that completely off and you had a nasty looking bit of trim on the back of your vehicle. This is apple iFoam. This is our pH neutral snow foam. This is absolutely fantastic smelling, and it's a fantastic, nice, thick, rich blanket of foam that will sit on your vehicle, and it will help remove any of that ingrained dirt in the little crevices and around the vehicle, and helps you remove it completely contactlessly free.
Now, if you're not using a snow foam as part of your classic car wash routine, may I suggest that you start? For loads of reasons. You don't need to invest in a lot of kit. Any quality pressure washer just needs a snow foam lance on the end like this one. And then any decent pH neutral snow foam, like the Apple iFoam, is all you need to do half the work for you. And the best thing is, it's a contactless wash, so it's doing a lot of hard work, literally pulling off all the dirt and the grime while you have a cup of tea. Meaning that the first time you actually go to wash the car with a contact wash, there's a lot less contaminant on the paint. It's good for you, it's very satisfying to do, and it's fun.
So I'm just going to go around the rubbers around this vehicle because they have got a lot of ingrained dirt. You can already see if I run my finger over it, look at all that black just dripping down there. So we just want to loosen that black dirt up just with a nice detailing brush, just by giving it a bit of agitation. Now, more modern cars and newer cars, you do have a product you can spray onto these rubbers. But again, these are quite deteriorated, so I don't really want to put any harsh chemicals on them because they just might fall to bits, and I don't really want to make you cry, Paul.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Because I'm sure these rubbers are not easy to find.
I bet you can get them, but they're really expensive.
Really expensive. Car will be lighter now. It's time to rinse it off. Now, some of the BDI viewers at home may notice that I've changed over the end of a lance. I've now decided to go from a 40-degree nozzle down to a 25-degree nozzle. This paint is going to handle it like a dream. Vehicles like this, you're going to find little nooks and crannies down there, and unfortunately you're not going to find any money hidden down there, but what you are going to find is lots of dirt and grit and debris. So the best thing to do is, once you've got some foam on there and you've loosened it up, you just want to get at an angle and just aim down that gap. You see all those chunks of dirt. All of this. Now all that dirt you see right there was hiding around that trim. Now if you go in straight like that, that water is sort of pushing both ways and it's not going to get it out. So you want to go at an angle. And force that dirt out. Because what will happen is you'll have a beautifully clean car, it'll rain, and you'll have all these brown streaky marks down there, and it will look horrendous. And it's just a waste of time cleaning the car if you're not going to do it properly. So make sure you get in those little grooves. One thing as well to note, on older vehicles, the seal around the window might not be as good as it is on your modern vehicle. So just take a step back when you're rinsing that area off, just so you're not forcing water past the rubbers. Again, last thing you want is a soggy bottom when you get inside. But that's how big it is. Usually I only put 50 mil of snow foam into about 450 mil of water. This thing I've had to top the lance to the max because it is like washing a boat. It's huge. So we've finished with our initial rinse. We've rinsed it off, we've hit it with snow foam, and we've removed probably 75% of the dirt. And that's as contactless as you're going to get. Now, if this was more modern paint, we could use stronger chemicals to help remove more dirt off the vehicle. But because again, this is older paint, we need to be as delicate as possible. So now it is just time to move on to a high quality, super lubricated shampoo.
He said lubricated.
So today we are doing the 2-bucket method. I'm old school. Some people do it a different way. I still like using 2 buckets.
Is that different from 2 girls, 1 cup?
Very different.
Okay.
A very different thing.
1 boy, 2 buckets.
Pretty much 1 boy, 2 buckets and 2 grit guards. Now, the idea of a grit guard is you pop it in the bottom of your bucket. You'll have 2 buckets, 1 for rinsing out your wash mitt, 1 for your shampoo solution. Now, what these grit guards do is if you have any dirt and grit that is on your wash mitt that comes from the vehicle, it will sink to the bottom, and these will help to stop that from swirling back up and agitating back up and going back into your wash mitt, saving swirls on your vehicle. This is Born to be Mild. This is our pH neutral shampoo. This is a fantastic shampoo. pH neutral, it's soft and delicate on all waxes and sealants. So if you've got wax in your vehicle, it won't remove it, and it'll be nice, delicate and gentle. It's also great for older paints. And it also contains limescale inhibitors. So if you live in a hard water area, this will help soften the water as well. So today we're using the Fozzie Hair Wash Mitt. This is a microfiber long pile wash mitt. This is nice, soft and delicate on your paint. Now this is good because all the dirt, when you're washing, if there is any left on there, will get drawn right deep down into the pile, and it will keep it away from your paintwork. Again, helping to reduce swirls in your vehicle, because that's what we all want to do. Who wants a swirly car? Now one thing you might notice is I am working in straight lines. A lot of people like to go around in circles. If there is dirt stuck to this, that will induce that swirling. Going up and down, you can kind of see where the lines are, and you can see if you've made them, then you can polish them out. God, you need long arms for this.
It's a big girl.
It's a big old thing, isn't it? Make sure to always wash your vehicle from the top down as well. The bottom half of the vehicle is usually the dirtier half of the vehicle. And the last thing you want to do is take that dirt from the bottom and drag it around the top. Because your chrome work's not too bad, it's just the same as bodywork. Just wash it over with your wash mitt and your shampoo. If you do notice there is some marks, damage that can be polished out, we do have a few products that can do that. But your chrome work in most places seems to be fairly solid.
Hurrah.
So one little thing as well about washing your car, it's not just about cleaning your car. If you bought a car from auction, like Paul likes to, you'll find that maybe some flaws in your paintwork, or you might find things that you didn't realise at auction. You may have noticed, Paul, I haven't done anything with the wheels yet, and that's because these are not like normal alloy wheels you get on your vehicle. These are chrome hubcaps, a bit like the chrome on your bumpers. And because they are very delicate, I don't want to go with any harsh chemicals. They're not covered in any brake dust. So I'm just going to wash them exactly the same as I'd wash the exterior bodywork of your vehicle, just with your microfiber mitt and your wash solution. So this is now where my dad would have grabbed the bucket and gone like that. Please don't do that, because that bucket is full of grit, dirt and grime. You're just putting dirty water back on your vehicle. Put this down, tip it out somewhere safe, and grab your pressure washer and rinse this off. So now we have the vehicle nice and clean, let's talk about drying. Ditch that old chamois leather that your dad, your granddad, or even you use. They're crap. They are useless. Don't use them. Grab yourself one of these twist loop drying towels. Now the vehicle is still relatively wet, as you can see. This is where on a modern vehicle, a paint that I know that's going to take it, I would use a product called a drying aid, which you spray on. You'll see the water start to bead and it will start to run off, and it gives you less water to take off the vehicle. Now I don't know how good this paint underneath this water is. It could be very porous, and a product like that could end up causing water spots that are a pain in the arse to get out. So what I'm going to do is I'm grabbing my quick detailer. This is a very safe product. I'm going to spray it on just to lubricate the drying towel. And this does also disperse a little bit of water. It's not designed for this, and it also lubricates the surface ready for the drying towel. Just adds that extra layer of protection when you're going over with your twist loop. And once you finish drying, you end up with a car looking like this. Now you can decide to stop there if you're happy with your results, or you can take it that little bit further and you can give it a cheeky little polish and add a layer of protection.
And that's exactly what we're going to be doing in part 2. So stay tuned. Next week, I'll put up the second part of this where we use a few more products. I will put the link to Dodo Juice in the description below. So if you'd like to buy these things for your car and have this kind of results, then you can do it too. But thanks for watching. Do like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.